Hi, this is Jeffrey Elliot on Something to Boast About, the podcast of the Bōzt app, which is an app to share restaurant recommendations with your friends. I'm here today with my friend, Mindy Segal. Mindy is the chef owner of Mindy's Bakery in Chicago. She's a James Beard award-winning chef. She's worked for some of the legendary chefs in Chicago, Charlie Trotter, Michael Cornick. She has her own line. She's the only James Beard award-winning chef with her own line of edibles, Mindy's Edibles, which can be found wherever edibles are sold in the US. You can find out on her website. So I just want to say hi, Mindy. I've known Mindy for 16 years. I almost said 60 years. That would age us a little bit more. But 16 years, we're best friends, and she's the godmother of my children. Hi, Mindy.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to you.
If you want to know where my edibles are sold, you can go to mindysedibles.com.
Mindysedibles.com, and your bakery is mindysbakery.com, correct?
It is. It's
And
under construction, but yes.
And you're sitting in what used to be your restaurant, Hot Chocolate,
That
but
is true.
Hot Chocolate closed around soon after COVID hit, and you converted it to a bakery. Now, this was something you were planning on doing before COVID hit. COVID sort of just sped up your timeline, right?
Yes. Ironically, I was planning on closing my restaurant. I honestly always planned on closing my restaurant after 15 years. So I was very excited to say goodbye to that chapter of my life and move forward into what brings me the ultimate joy, and that's baking. Mm-hmm. I mean, I am a pastry chef by trade, and I love cooking, but I enjoy so much more baking.
Mm-hmm. Now,
why? Can I tell you why?
Go ahead. Why?
You don't have to speak, Jeffrey. I'll just speak.
Okay.
So, it's interesting. So during this pandemic, I've been baking in the morning and opening my bakery with my staff. And we have to get here very early in the morning. And something occurred to me as I was coming to work at 1:30 in the morning and being done with the bake at 8 o'clock in the morning. And that was that there's something to be said about baking while you're sleeping. And then you wake up and there's fresh pastry for you to come and enjoy. And for me, honest to God, I am not lying. That is the biggest joy that I have in my life, is that I get to bake for people while they're sleeping, and then you wake up and you come and you eat fresh pastry. So, I'm like most people in this pandemic have decided that what brings you joy is what we should be doing.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'd say that adaptation, that changing from a sit-down restaurant to a takeout bakery is what helped you to survive the pandemic, frankly.
Pretty much, yes. I would never have survived it being what it was. No way. But I mean, I would have converted into a bakery anyway. So during this time, I mean, as soon as the pandemic hit and we were closed, I went straight and I just started making bagels and selling them at my front door. So, I mean, I never stopped. I never stopped. So this has been a fun journey for me.
Now, I want to talk to you about your bagels.
Okay.
Because I also want to talk that you recently became gluten-free.
I did. Pretty horrible.
Pretty horrible for a baker to be gluten-free.
Levels. Figuring out that I needed to go gluten-free was pretty horrible. And then admitting that I was not going to have gluten anymore, horrible. So, yeah.
Was it a 12-step program?
Pretty much, yeah. Yes.
Because you still haven't made amends.
I haven't gotten my coin yet.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it. Every day is a new day, and you take one day at a time.
Well, I was going to say that becoming gluten-free for you was horrible, but for anyone else in the world who's gluten-free, who now has a pastry chef of your level focused on making gluten-free baked goods better, it's a positive boon for them.
Yeah, I have to say that if it took a selfish reason for me to create a line of gluten-free products, so be it. Um, so my friend from childhood, we've been friends since we were 9, is all Diana. She's also gluten-free. So I the urge to make a gluten-free bagel was kind of important considering the fact that I love bagels, and 80% of my business is bagels. I knew that I had to create a really great gluten-free bagel, and I had to create a really great gluten-free Danish dough, which I did do. And unfortunately, my weight gain has proved it, because I eat it all the time. And if you eat your product, then it should be good.
Hmm. It should be good.
Yeah.
So now, any plans for gluten-free bagels going outside of Chicago? Because I'm sure people all over the
Um,
country are
yeah,
dying for a really good gluten-free bagel.
yeah, I'm working on it. I mean, I've got some steps to take before I get to that process. Right now, I have to, sort of get myself into a retail component kitchen and get that set up and get it established, and then, yeah, I'm gonna get certified in gluten free. So I'm gonna get a certification. So I'm working on that too with a friend of mine who's a food scientist, and yeah, definitely.
Have you ever thought of doing like Gold Belly or one of those other delivery services?
I mean, of course, yes. I just am not there yet. So give me a break. All right.
I'm giving you a
I'm
break.
taking one step at a time. I'm working on it. I should be there within the year.
Hmm.
I got to
So,
get into a space. So
you know, talking about survival during the pandemic is the ability to diversify your revenue streams and the ability to adapt and change. And what you notice is restaurants that can't adapt and change are gone, and restaurants that are able to adapt and change and figure out new revenue streams. Like there's a lot of people shooting videos and selling their videos and classes and delivery and ghost kitchens and things like that. And I think that you are way ahead of the game. You were, you know, going back to your bagel for a second, I just want to say that, one of the things I've always admired about you as a chef is your focus, your single-minded focus on perfecting an ingredient or looking at an ingredient in new ways. I remember your studies that you used to do on your dessert menu, how you always had a study, and it would be like, in the fall you would do a study on apple, and you had apple 5 different ways on the plate, or strawberries or something like that. And I think it's that, I don't want to say narrow-mindedness, but that
I would call it focused.
focus, yeah, that was what I was going to say. That focus, really lends itself to baking, and that it's really about perfecting, right? It's always that honing your craft and perfecting your craft, and
Well,
never
I mean,
perfecting, but always searching for perfection.
yeah, I mean, you're never going to get to perfect because, first of all, everybody's interpretation of perfect is completely different.
Right.
So that's never going to happen. But, um, you know, if you and we have established what our core value of a great pastry is at our bakery, and then we focus on that in everything that we do. Um, I feel like we're getting perfectly imperfect to where we want to be. And I've always been the type of person that, you know, I I sound like I'm very confident, but my thought is that if I can under deliver, is it under deliver and over promise, or
No,
over
under
under?
promise and over deliver.
Correct. I always try to do that. So I try to keep myself in check a little bit, but it doesn't always work because sometimes I feel really great about what I'm making. And it just comes from my heart, and it comes from being passionate about what I do, because I'm very passionate about what I do. In fact, I feel like I'm more passionate now than I've ever been. And I've been in this game for a really long time. And
At least 5-10 years.
unfortunately more than that, but yes, I know you're trying to be funny. But yeah, I mean,
Try.
I've been in the game for a very long time. I've been doing this is all I know, so my only thing. And I've dedicated my life to my craft, and you know I love it. I mean, I'm telling you that, like, if you could catch me at 7:45 on a Saturday or a Sunday, like me and Bo, because Bo is my chef, we're always happy. It's always a happy moment because we look at our stuff and we say, that was a good bake. That was a great bake. And it's an art. It's an art to do that. It's an art to create stuff consistently every single day. It's very hard to do.
And it's instant gratification when you're done. And when you see the customer eat it and enjoy it, it's instant gratification for everyone.
Well, when I see the line around the block,
Yeah.
makes me very happy.
Speaking of,
very happy. Joy.
Speaking of love, Mindy also wrote an amazing cookbook called Cookie Love, which you can get on Amazon, which I've been going through. In fact, I made the Ode to the Chunky Bar cookies this week, and last week I made chocolate chip cookies from the book, and I made what do you call the ginger cookies in the book?
Well, they're made with sorghum.
The ginger sorghum cookies, which I didn't have sorghum, so I used molasses, and they still.
I mean, they're ginger snap cookies.
They're ginger snap. I call them. They're more gingerbread cookies to me. They taste more gingerbready than ginger snap because they're
soft on the inside, hard on the outside.
Correct.
Well, you can make it way.
Like me.
But yeah, like me. I mean, like all of them. Yeah. It's interesting. Years of working in a kitchen and years of being in this industry, the older you get, the wiser you get. And even though you're not able to do the things that you used to do when you were younger, it's sad because I wish we could say, I wish I knew now. What is it? I never say things right. You know what I'm saying? I wish I knew back then what I know now.
Knew then what I know now.
Yeah, I mean, I do. So, but I'm glad I know it now. And I'm glad that I'm able to provide an opportunity for a small amount of people and keep them happy and successful and feeling blessed that they have a position, that they are a part of the success. And, I'm able to provide a fair wage for people and an environment where they're working and thriving and not like scared to work. So
I know, and basically, if you're a pastry chef in Chicago, there's a good chance that, or anywhere in the Midwest, there's a good chance you at some point came through Mindy's kitchen.
Well, I don't know about that, but I've taught quite a few people how to bake, and a lot of it was ignorance back then. It was screaming, so I don't do that anymore. I don't do that.
Better for you and better for everyone else.
Yeah. I just do it with what do I want to say? I want to say something funny, but I can't think of the word because I don't know why. But yeah, you'd understand.
I understand. All right. Yeah. So Bōzt is about restaurants and eating out and sharing and takeout and things like that. Where is the first restaurant you want to sit down and have a meal in when we're all able to do this again?
That's a tough question because I don't know what's going to be available. I don't know who's going to be in business.
It doesn't have to be who is in business. It has to be who would your fantasy meal be when COVID is over? What would your ideal dine-in be?
Well, honestly, if you want to know my opinion, you're going to get really mad at me. My fantasy is that I go to your house in Philadelphia and sit with my two godsons and we eat dinner together in Philadelphia. So probably I would say, and even though I can't eat it, I would really want to go to Pizzeria Beddia.
Pizzeria Beddia. Yeah, I would bring you pizza from Pizzeria Beddia. I don't know if they have a gluten-free option. I'll have to check. I'll ask them. Maybe I'll have him on the show.
But that would be, I would eat it. I would eat it and sacrifice my stomach pains just to eat his pizza.
Yeah. Well, Pizzeria Beddia is just one of Philadelphia has become like an amazing pizza town.
Yeah.
Because of guys like him and Pizza Gut, who owns Circles and Squares, and then there's Pizza John and Crust Pizza. It's I
know that about Pizza John because I went on because you're the only person I follow on Bōzt, and I went on and I saw that you recommended that.
Yeah. If you look at my feed on Bōzt, you would think that all I eat is pizza, but it's I have kids, and takeout pizza is the easiest thing to do.
You know, I like ethnic food, and I like, you know, Chicago's rich in the ethnic food arena. And I really like supporting people that have one restaurant as opposed to a group.
Right.
So for the most part, if I'm going to eat out again one day, it's going to be that I'm supporting my friends who own bars and who own casual restaurants, because I don't eat anything fancy anymore. I'm too old. I can't sit.
Me too.
I can't. So I want to eat and I want to go. So, you know, that's where I'm going. And I think that if people are interested in my opinion, I'll make a list and people can look.
All right, great. Well, it's been great talking to you.
Oh, it's great talking to you
It's great
always.
seeing your face. I don't get to see
No,
your
I miss
face
you.
enough.
I miss you very much.
I like the new glasses, although Woody Allen may want them back.
I take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment. It is a compliment. And it's been great speaking. And I look forward to your boasts.
Okay, love you. Mwah.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.